I am super excited to open up my new machine. All right, let's get to it. My sew net. Here's the power cord, the happy pedal, a really great user guide. Ooh, getting into the embroidery pieces. I am so excited, and please follow the journey, guys, as I venture into embroidery for the very, very first time. So I'll be learning about all of these tools that I've never worked with. I am a garment girly, and I'm super excited to check out these new tools. I am so excited about the PFAFF Creative Expect 350. This is not only a sewing machine, but it is an embroidery machine. And it comes with all of the different things that you need as a beginner to get started. There is an accessory bag. So in the accessory bag are all of the things that you need to get started. And I'm going to read those to you so you know what's in here. You get 5 bobbins to get started, an edge quilting guide, the spool caps, you get 3 of them, small and large, small, medium, and large. You get a thread net, felt pads, auxiliary spools, multi-purpose tools, screwdriver, brush, seam ripper, always can use a seam ripper, stylus pen, and then, of course, you have the 2 different sized embroidery hoops. Here is the accessory tray, I believe, and the free arm. And then finally, guys, I'm going to sit this down lower so I can pick it up. Move it over there. Okay, here we go. Drum roll. Wow, guys. Wow. That is gorgeous. Isn't she gorgeous? Look at that. So gorgeous. Oh, I love it. I could stop here because I'm just completely in love, but let's keep going. All right, so I like to always, when I get the machine, first is to look at the instructions and get a general idea of how it all comes together. And then we're going to go ahead and plug it in and give it a little bit of a go. All right, let's take off some of the little tape that they put on to make sure that when it's shipped, it comes to you without any problem. Grab the presser foot. Grab the power cord. I have been sewing for 4 years now, and I make everything. Garments, I'm generally, dresses are my go-to thing, but I make everything. I have been sewing with my PFAFF Quilt Ambition 630 for the last few years, which I love. And then my overlocker is a PFAFF 1000. This is a beautiful addition to my sewing and my crafting. This is the Creative Expect 350. And it also comes, you can also sign up for the My Sewn Net, which will give you access to a lot of different tools and different types of fonts and things like that. So I am super excited to explore all of this. Please make sure that you're following along. Turn on your notifications so you know when I go live again. And we are going to explore this all together, from the very basics all the way through actually creating my very first embroidered design. I also want to explore just doing regular sewing with it and putting on buttons and all of those different kinds of things. So super excited to get started. I love staying in the fall family because everything feels very familiar where you plug things in. It's the same as it is on my quilt ambition. Presser foot goes in the same way as well. So I love that. Let's just go ahead and get this plugged in. And let's turn her on. And the on and off button is also in the same place that it is on my quilt ambition. So that feels very familiar as well. Let's see how that looks once it lights up. You hear that beat? All right. Very big screen. Definitely feels so very familiar. Letting it all warm up. Some of the buttons look a little bit different than mine, but it looks like they have the little thread snip, the same as we have on my sewing machine. Reverses here, you have the start and pause button where you can just push it without having to use the foot pedal. So it looks very familiar. So super excited to get started with this. Over at my sewing station, I've set up my new Creative Expect 350. This is my quilt ambition. I just pushed it off to the side. And let's go ahead and turn this on again. It takes a moment for the really big screen. I love how big that screen is, for that screen to light up. If you can see in the background, we got some snow. It's a gorgeous day to spend in my sewing space doing the unboxing and just taking some time to kind of get used to things. So I definitely recommend when you open your box to first take a little bit of time kind of becoming familiar with your machine. As I've mentioned a few times, I do love staying in the same fall family. I love their machines, and I like that as I go from one machine to the next, it's really easy for me to make that transition. So let's go ahead, and I had a piece of scrap fabric. Let me grab that scrap fabric. Have a little fabric here. Let's go ahead and get this set up. Now, I've taken just a little moment to make sure that I know what I'm doing. And let's put that on to hold the thread in. Turn it down so it's in alignment with the top of the machine. And there's this little hook here, so that's a little bit different, but it's super simple. The other thing is at the top of the machine, there is a diagram. So if you get a little bit stuck, you have your guide, but you also have these wonderful diagrams on the machine to kind of help you get started. All right, let's go ahead and finish threading it up. I like to hold that as I take it up. Take it through the hoop there, bring it down. There is an automatic needle threader, and I'll spend a little bit of time playing around with that. I haven't yet figured it out completely, so I'm just going to take a moment and thread the regular way. That worked out really easily as well. But I am definitely going to be figuring out how to use the automatic threader. Here it is right here. So I just need to play with that a little bit. But right now, I just want to kind of become familiar. I've already threaded a bobbin and I've placed the bobbin in the machine and it goes in very easily. I like this bobbin cover. I do. I like the way that it clicks down into the machine. Really like that. Before testing out a few stitches, want to just familiarize myself with this really great screen. Over here, it tells me once I have selected a particular stitch, which is the same as my Quilt Ambition, it takes out all of the guesswork because it tells me exactly which of the feet I need for that particular stitch. So this is the basic foot here, which is the, I think it's a, is it an OA or a 0A? So it's that particular foot, but it really takes out all of the guesswork. And so I love that. And then down here you have the, it says the single or twin needle. So it tells you whether or not you need a single or twin needle. Because I'm doing a regular stitch, I only need the single needle. And then we have the stitch width, and we can save our stitch sequence. These are things that I will get into a little bit later. Over here, this is the thread snip, which I really love. They call it a thread cutter. This saves a lot of time with when I'm sewing and not having to always use my little snips. So I really do like having that thread cutter here. And you just have a couple other things here as well. This is a really important one. This is the start and stop. So if for whatever reason you want to use the button instead of the actual foot pedal, you have that option as well. This is an important one as well because it is the settings, and you can click in that and do the different kinds of things that you need if you need to make adjustments to your machine. Now, up at the very top of the screen, there is this diagram, and it is for My Sewn Net. And I will be setting up a membership with My Sewn Net because it will give me access to different fonts, different types of graphics. So I'm excited to experiment with that. And I'll do another how-to video here so that you can follow along with that. All right, so I have things all set up for a regular stitch, and just have a piece of material, piece of fabric. I'm gonna go ahead and double it over. So if you're looking to get a machine that you can do some basic embroidery, but also some sewing, I would recommend the Creative Expect 350. Let's get started, see what that looks like. Reverse, and then the snip, which cuts off the thread. Go ahead and lift it up. That looks really great. Let's just take a few minutes and play around a little bit more with the stitches. You have your regular stitches here, and then there are some other stitches that I don't have on my Quilt Ambition. I have the quilt stitch. Of course, I have a basting stitch, which I really just I increase the length of the stitch, but you actually have a basting stitch here for temporary seams. You have a heavy reinforced straight stitch as well. And so let's take a look at some of the decorative stitches. I'm just going to press one of the other buttons to get us to the decorative stitches. Don't want to go to sewn net yet. Let's go back here. Okay, so I'm at the decorative stitches. So initially the foot that is identified that I should be using has not yet switched. But as soon as I select a particular stitch, so I choose that one, and right away it tells me that I need presser foot 2A. Okay, let me go ahead and look at my little accessory bag here. Eventually, I will take these out and put these in this little tray, which will make it a lot easier to get in and out and to find what I need. My buttonhole foot, screwdriver, various feet. So I am looking for 2A, and there is 2A. So let me put that there. And it goes off to the side for now. We're going to go ahead and take the presser foot off. And just like the quilt Ambition, I just give it a little bit of pressure and it comes all the way off. I'm going to put that one off to the side for the moment. You place the presser foot of your choosing underneath and you simply just lower the needle. Well, not the needle. This is, I should really know the name of that, but you just lower this and you lift it back up and your presser foot that you have desired, that you've chosen, is now attached. All right, I am going to grab some interfacing because whenever I do decorative stitches or embroidery or anything like that, I do like to have a stabilizer. So let me grab that. For something like this, I am just going to use a tearaway stabilizer. And I just simply place that underneath of my fabric for now. If the fabric was open, I would have put it in between, but I'm just going to place it underneath for now. And let's go ahead and see what this looks like. I'm going to press the start button. Oh my God, that looks so good. A little bit more. That looks so good. Look how easy that was to pull that together. That is really good. All right, I'm having so much fun with this. I want to try one more feature. Number 4 looks like a T, so I would say that that is for text. And I'm just going to pick any font. And I have not read the book. A lot of this is intuitive just by following the different instructions that you have on the screen. All right, so I'm just going to write my name. So B Y R. Go back to the first set of letters. D. Okay. And I'm going to see, okay, what happens here. I'm going to go ahead, place that fabric underneath. I'm going to hit the start button. I'm also going to hit this snip because what that does is it stops the design after one rotation unless you want it to be a continuous design. Very nice. I love the way that that all came together. And again, just following kind of intuitively, looking at the screen to see how things all look. So I am really excited. I cannot wait to begin to work with the embroidery piece. And so guys, please follow along, turn on your notifications for my next update as we explore the Creative Expect 350. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for following along. I am super excited. Bye-bye for now.